solid guy. I think one of the best light heavyweights of this little run there's been. You know, and he's dangerous. I mean, let me put it like this. Bernard runs towards that kind of action. That's the motivation. For what all we know, that's one of the reasons he might still be around and being able to be successful, because he challenges himself at that level. So I knew the minute the public started saying Kovalev was the more dangerous guy, I knew that's the guy he was fighting.
Lastly, when Bernard, when he lost to Chad Dawson, and the way he kind of lost that fight, Chad took it pretty convincingly. Did you think maybe it was time to move on? Or did he think it was time to move on? Was there any discussions of that?
I'm going to tell you my problem with Chad Dawson fights, Jermain Taylor fights. I'm going to be dead honest with you. And why I never wanted to fight these guys. I never felt, he says what he says, I never felt like he was truly motivated by them guys. I never felt like he felt the threat from those guys. And I'm going to tell you one of the reasons. I'm one of the reasons because he knew I had these kids in the amateurs, and they ran around with them. He's heard me talk about them from the amateur thing. So he looked at them as his kids, like Dynamite and Rockin' on them was like the little kids around him. And I don't think he could ever really get motivated and get up for them. If you ever notice, the guys that are supposed to be the monsters, the big punchers, the big bullies, they wake him up. Yeah. They wake him up. The guy's supposed to be threat. So it's one of those kind of situations. I never wanted those fights for him. That's why I never even wanted the Roy Jones rematch. I don't handle that part of the business, but I never wanted those fights for him.
Thanks.
Can I ask you a couple questions? Evan Smith with ProBoxing-Fans.com. You're talking about, some of the technical guys might give Hopkins and Bernard a little bit of trouble. Do you think that this fight with Sergey Kovalev will kind of amp him up, to a whole new level of, stepping up with the defense and different styles? Listen,
Kovalev is going to wake you up for the simple fact you ain't see Kovalev winning no close decisions. There's one option. There's one way to go with Kovalev. Either you beat him or you hurt. Them the only options he brings to the table. Either you beat this dude or you hurt. You don't see this guy eking out no decisions. You know what I mean? If he win the fight, he hurt you. You know what I mean? This is the way he get down. You know what I mean?
Do you think this is one of the strongest guys Bernard has fought?
Well, we won't know for sure, but from what I've seen on paper and what I've seen, in his previous fights, Kovalev's a real puncher. I mean, he's a solid puncher. You know what I mean? And punches can hurt you. You know what I mean? Bottom line. Like you said, you think about punches, Bernard once said the Trinidad fight was dangerous. And he said it was a hard fight. People were like, how do you consider that a hard fight? He said, when you fighting guys that you could have won all of the rounds, and then with 5 seconds left, they can still win the fight. Those fights are difficult, man. The focus and the discipline it takes to win those fights can be difficult. The Pavliks and the Tarvers.
What's going to be the game plan? I know Sergey likes to cut off the ring, trying to land some good big power shots. How does Bernard counter that?
My philosophy is this: Sergey was a decent amateur. Amateurs you can't be successful in an amateur program and fight one way. It just doesn't happen. It's not possible. I saw Triple G in the amateurs. I was there when him and Darrell fought in the Olympics. Amateurs can't get that kind of success with just being strong and punching. They get that kind of success because they can do other things. I'm expecting him to do other things. Like I said, if he see the power is not working, he's got no choice but to do something different.
Now, just last question. Just where does Bernard? You've trained so many great fighters: Sugar Shane Mosley, Steve Cunningham, and you've also, have other guys in the opposing corner. Where do you think Bernard ranks up? In the last 25 years of these great fighters.
Bernard Hopkins, I feel, and people gonna say I'm biased, which I am. When they raised his hand in victory at this fight, I told him we supposed to put his ass in the car and take him right to Conestoga. I don't think he supposed to wait 5 years. I don't think he's supposed to wait 5 years, and I'll be the first to say it. At this age, see, you guys stand in front of me, y'all know boxing. The public don't know that 30 is old in boxing. This guy's working on his second set of 30. He closer to the second set of 30 than he is the first one. He unified the middleweight title. He wasn't middleweight champ. Archie Moore and these guys are great guys. You know what I mean? Henry Armstrong, great guys. These guys won one belt, went to the next weight class, won the one belt, went to the next, won one belt. They had 3 weight classes under their waist by the time he got 3 belts in the middleweight division. He had to win all 3 belts in the middleweight division, then move up to light heavyweight and win the belts. Like I say, I put the guy in Conestoga right after they raised his hand.
So do you think if he beats the Crusher, do you think he'll keep going? Maybe try to face a guy like Adonis Stevenson?
I don't know how that stuff opens up, man. I'll be honest with you, so don't look like I'm just trying to take credit. When Bernard beat Antonio Tarver, he asked me, what are we going to do now? I said, there's nothing left to do. You've done it all. I said, you've done everything in boxing but lose badly. Leave before you've done everything in boxing. He didn't listen to me and had some of his greatest matchups after that, okay? Fine. So we don't know. When he beat Pavlik, I knew he couldn't quit. See, if you can beat them kids, you supposed to be here. See, if Jordan said, I can put 40 up on LeBron and them. Difference is that LeBron and them can put 40 up on Jordan too. See, but when you can put 40 up on these kids and they still can't get no more than 12, like Jordan used to do, he supposed to still be playing. You know what I mean? So when he beat Kelly Pavlik, I said, that's one of them young hot kids. Pavlik was tomorrow in the game. If Pavlik would have beat Bernard Hopkins, y'all wouldn't have been talking about Pacquiao. Yeah. I'm talking about Kelly Pavlik. Yeah. That's how much America wanted him. All they had to do was put some overalls on that boy and a flag on the shoulder, and he was going to be it. And he'd have been running up against Obama soon. You know what I mean? But he didn't. And the people who thought he would, and the people who thought he was going to hurt, and people were like, don't get your guy hurt. Don't let your guy get hurt. And then, you know, they big on that, you know.
I mean, how do you think he's able to just, he calls himself the alien. How do you think he's just very dedicated to his craft? Is that what it really comes down to, as he's been able to stay in the game so long?
Well, we have to ask ourselves this. So this is the first guy that came along that was dedicated to his craft? Is that what we're saying? We can't say that. No. We cannot. Okay, so why didn't them guys rock on until, like I said, this motherfucker 111 years old and still talking about fighting these kids, and we still holding press conferences believing that he can. That's the biggest part. See, a bunch of jokers could jump up at 75 years old talking about, I can still fight. We wouldn't be holding no press conferences.